Hi guys, AzureAce here and welcome back to my Dragon Ball Super episode discussions, where in the last episode, episode 43, we had a very sweet episode of Goku trying to take care of Pan. However, Goku suffered from delayed ki onset syndrome, making his ki go out of control, accidentally destroying the Sun home, forcing him, Chi-Chi and Goten to live in Gohan's house. He has trouble taking care of Pan when she goes off on an adventure as the Pilaf gang try to strike but are thwarted by the child, as she is able to get back to Gohan's house safely before he and Videl return as we come to episode 44, the Seal of Planet Potaufeu, Secret of the Unleashed Superhuman Water. This episode was pretty good. I mean, the slice of life in Super so far has just been so brilliant. Honestly, I think at this point Dragon Ball would be better as a slice of life because it's not been up to scratch, definitely nowhere near as good as Dragon Ball Z in terms of action, but the episode begins on the title planet, Planet Potaufeu. It has these kind of huge looking mushroom things and it's super dark, so I can presume it's nighttime there. It kind of gives off a kind of bit of a Namek vibe at night, but that's just me. And there's this old guy who we do find out his name later in the episode, who looks to be practicing martial arts, and he had this odd looking, what looks to be a pacifier around his neck, and these big bulky guys, you know, these generic looking grunts arrive on the planet and who look to be the main enemies of this episode and of this kind of mini filler arc that we are in right now. We then cut to Earth and I just, wait, Toei, what is this? Capsule? Did you really spell that wrong? Come on, Toei. It's only been, I don't know how long has Capsule Corp been around for. Come on, good job, Toei. You know what? Grade A for effort. But it's also funny because in the scene almost directly after that, they spell Capsule correctly. Okay, I digress, but anyway, Monaka arrives on Earth to deliver more of the sweets that were delivered by him in episode 42, whereupon Bulma does ask him to go and do an experiment with her because she doesn't have anyone else, even though, I don't know, where was Vegeta? Because he is in here later in the episode, but oh well. Monaka stands next to a huge beaker looking thing with a filter, and Bulma presses a button on this huge machine and it starts working and produces this weird blue liquid thing. I don't know what that is, to be honest. I don't think anyone knows what that is. But we then cut back to Kid Trunks and Goten flying around, and you see Monaka's van down next to Bulma's house, going down to see it, and seeing Monaka isn't there, they play in the back of the truck. We get a fun little kind of Easter egg allusion to future Trunks as Kid Trunks finds a kind of toy sword, I think it is. It might be a real sword, I doubt it, but it looks like a toy sword, and he starts playing with it, and it's a nice little allusion considering the next big arc is the future Trunks arc. Goten finds this weird plush looking thing, and he tries to open it, however it starts to inflate by accident, which makes the van move forward, like tilt forward just due to the weight of it, and then fall back down, slamming the truck's back door shut. Trunks accidentally pierces the inflatable with the sword, and then they are now stuck in the back of Monaka's van. Monaka runs out since he's late because of the experiment, and he takes off. Trunks and Goten are absolutely freaking out because they realise that the van is now moving. They're shouting on Monaka, but he can't hear them, and he kicks off into a lightspeed looking thing, which looks like it's right out of a sci-fi movie, and it looks great. Good job here, Toei. Makes up for the earlier blunder in the episode. Monaka's listening to the radio real intently while Goten and Trunks are literally freezing in the back of the truck as they are in space. As they finally arrive on Planet Potaufeu, he goes around to the back of the truck and opens it as Trunks and Goten fall out, and they are on literal ice cubes now, which I found that scene absolutely hilarious. They eventually thaw out of the ice using hot water, whereupon the old guy finds them and he jumps at Monaka, making the pacifier's rope rip, and we'll find out the consequences of that later in the video. We find out the name of the old guy, who is called Potaufeu, like he is called Potaufeu in the leaks that came out a few weeks ago. We actually find out that this guy bought a martial arts magazine to train, I guess, which, I mean, we did see him training or practicing the martial arts at the start of the episode, so maybe that's why, so he can fight these guys off. The other guys, the enemies at the start of the episode, also appear and they threaten Potaufeu as well as Monaka, Trunks and Goten. Potaufeu goes to fight them, but he gets scared and backs away, and obviously, being Trunks and Goten being Saiyans, they proceed to make utter mincemeat out of all of them, as to be expected. And I must say, the animation for this little tiny fight between Trunks, Goten and the enemies looks very well done, so props to Toei again on that score. The enemies retreat and Potaufeu thanks Trunks and Goten and says that the pacifier holds the power of the planet inside it. Very interesting. So I guess this thing does work somewhat similar to the Super God Water that Goku drinks back in the original Dragon Ball, but we will soon see that is not the case. Monaka fainted because of Goten and Trunks' fight, and they basically just kind of leave him there. They walk away to look for the pacifier, when we find out that sort of the leader of the enemies actually found the pacifier and also took Monaka hostage, further highlighting he's a fraud. It's a great thing Goku isn't there, or he would have found out by now that he is a fraud. We then get shown what can only be assumed as the Seal of Planet Potaufeu, and get this, the leader guy explains that this superhuman water can quote unquote multiply your power hundreds, which is interesting. They unlock the seal and there's no water, however this weird purple thing is inside the kinda, I don't know what you'd call it, like, that's actually gonna annoy me now. It's like a kinda holding thing, like a kettle. It looks almost like a kettle, but it looks like it jumps out and attacks them as we cut to a commercial break. We come back from the break and we are back at Capsule Corp, where Bulma and Vegeta have found out that Trunks and Goten went away with Monaka in his truck, as she found them on the security cameras. Vegeta and Bulma start arguing. Vegeta basically blames Bulma for letting Trunks and Goten kinda get away from them, and Bulma's like, nah, what, me? You blaming me? And Vegeta's, you know, scared because wives are scary people. They're the only people that can ever beat Vegeta and Goku. But Jacko's also present during this, and Bulma asks Jacko if he would go and get Trunks and Goten, whereupon he says he can't because he's looking for this criminal called Grill, and what do you know, it just happens to be the guy who is the leader of the enemies which have held Trunks, Goten, Monaka and Potaufeu hostage. He says he can't do it under any circumstances, where Bulma threatens to show the Galactic King a picture that Jacko drew, where he literally drew mustaches and stuff all over the Galactic King, which is absolutely hilarious. Just only Jacko would do something like that. So Jacko has to go, and then Bulma tells Vegeta that he has to go as well. So we've got an adventure of Vegeta and Jacko. I've said it before, I've wanted this for a while. Vegeta has a sort of special chemistry with Jacko. It's pretty funny because Jacko's relationship with the Briefs in the past, it's very fitting for Vegeta and Jacko to have that sort of chemistry and go on this little adventure to go and get Goten and Trunks back. Bulma calls up Chi-Chi to tell her that Goten and Trunks have gone away to another planet, and she's freaking out, you know, as a mother would do, and says that Goku can't go because he's training with Kaio or King Kai, which I guess is so he can basically go through some, I guess, rehabilitation and recover from his delayed key onset syndrome. But you might be wondering, why train with King Kai? Why not train with Beerus or Whis? And that is explained by Goku saying a very suspicious sounding line as he says, Whis-san has gone somewhere. Where is Whis gone? Is there deeper meaning behind this sentence? Or is it just like a bad writing occurrence? Who knows? I had a theory, maybe Whis has gone off to report to the Omni King and just tell him, you know, how Beerus is doing. Maybe he's helping him organise this Omniversal tournament that's surely going to be coming near the end of Super. I mean, there's so many things that it could be, but it might just be a bad writing issue and I'm just, you know, thinking too hard. But all we can do is wait and find out. We then cut back to Vegeta and Jacko as they approach Planet Potaufeu. Goten and Trunks are carrying Monaka and Potaufeu as they are trying to get away from these enemies who are now purple, presumably due to the superhuman water. Vegeta arrives and he basically just, you know, beats the hell out of them, and while he's doing so, the purple enemies are turning into goo, and they then take over Vegeta and essentially work like the Buu goo that's in the Buu saga. They absorb Vegeta of his power and they create the character that we have been speculating on for a few weeks, called Copy-Vegeta, who is a purple version of Vegeta who has taken his powers. Vegeta gets spat out by the goo, where he says that he has no power or strength left, as Copy-Vegeta is created, and the episode ends there. My overall judgments for this episode, not much to say other than that I love the slice of life episodes in Super ever since the end of the Champa saga. I honestly think they've been better than the actual action-filled episodes, other than probably Vegeta versus Kabe, Goku versus Beerus, and Goku versus Hito. Those are the only action-filled episodes that I've really liked in Super so far. But then again, Toriyama is originally a comedy writer, not a shonen writer, which is why the filler episodes of Super have been so strong as of late. But despite Toei's blunder at the start of the episode by misspelling capsule, they sure as hell made up for it, because the episode looks brilliant, sounds brilliant, and is animated beautifully. I've wanted a Trunks and Goten episode for quite a long time, and the last time I think we got one was, I believe, episode 1 of Dragon Ball Super. Episode 1, the first episode, which is when I can't even remember. I think it's the episode where Trunks and Goten have to go and find a gift for Videl and Gohan's wedding, and they eventually just give her water or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I was very happy to see this because I love the Trunks and Goten episodes. They're always a barrel of laughs. Trunks and Goten are such goofy characters and they're two of my favourite in the series. And with that, the overall judgment is out of the way, and it's time to get into the previews, as episode 45 is entitled Vegeta Disappears, The Menace of Copy-Vegeta. And right off the bat, we get the confirmation that Gotenks is indeed returning in this episode. Yes, I'm so excited. I love Gotenks so much. Such a brilliant character ever since he was introduced in the Buu saga. Gotenks is fighting what I can only presume to be Copy-Vegeta in this episode, and however, looks like their fusion will disperse sometime in this episode, as it is shown that Trunks and Goten are flying away with Vegeta, Monaka and Potaufeu. We then get a shot of Goku facing off against Copy-Vegeta, which will most likely lead into episode 46, given its leaked title and plot holds water, which is probably going to be true, as the leaks have been very accurate so far for every episode from 42 onwards. But we also get shown Jacko, who is absolutely beaten up. He's got like these huge kind of lumps on his face. He must have been beaten pretty bad. But the end of the previews, we get something that I have missed so much, and something that I have wanted for so long, especially in Super. We get not only the return of Gotenks, but we get the return of Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Yes! This is going to be a brilliant episode. I cannot wait for it. It's been a while since we've seen Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, and the last time we saw Gotenks it was a pretty big disappointment, as he basically dispersed as soon as he went to fight Frieza. So it's going to be great to see Gotenks again, especially Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. But nevertheless, if you guys like this video, please leave a like, comment your thoughts. Are you excited to see Gotenks again? And what do you think this Copy-Vegeta is? Do you think he really is as powerful as the Vegeta we know? Share this amongst your friends and subscribe to join the Azure Army today. Thank you.